Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering Superman issue 30, the second story, The King's Substitute. A story that at one point you will ask, how did we get to here? Like, how did point A get to point B? And my answer will always remain, I'm not quite certain. So, there's this guy named Johnny Pauly. Actually, I've gotten too ahead of myself. This comic starts with a framing device. There's a king called Pontus the Fourth, who is about to lose his kingdom, but his wizard shows him the future. So this entire story is Pontus watching it on like a crystal ball, where I have to assume his wizard has to stop every so often to explain what a car is. God, I would have rather read that version, even though this is my favorite story of the bunch of issue 30, and actually probably almost top tier of Golden Age stories because it's just insane, but does have a jingoistic problem. In the future, he watches his modern bloodline, a man by the name of Johnny Pauly, who owns a trucking industry in Metropolis. It's quite a downgrade over generations, huh? Johnny wants to marry a rich girl's daughter, but he has to prove himself, so his trucks have a problem with the fact that they're not arriving in time, so like the fresh produce is bad by the time it gets there. So Superman delivers the trucks really quickly because he's Superman, which is not going to solve the problem. Eventually, when Superman stops doing this, there's going to be the same problem. But now he's made enough money that he should have earned the right to marry the guy's daughter. That's a bad way of putting marriage. But he still wants somebody who has a name. And Johnny's going to go along with that, even though his girlfriend just wants to marry him without her father's consent. She doesn't need it. It's her consent that matters. And even Clark thinks this is a bit silly. But he thinks he can do it by buying a painting from this foreign country of Pontus the Fourth, who looks exactly like him. So he goes to buy the painting in said country, which is now currently under strife and turmoil because the current king is wasting the treasury's money and not actually doing anything for his people. Turns out it's not his fault. He's a puppet. Two guys are running the country, and they're the ones at fault, but all the blame is going on the king. So things are working out great for them. Once they see Johnny Pauly, they think they can use him as a new king to get sort of the public on their side with a new administration that doesn't actually change anything because, once again, he's a puppet. Unfortunately for them, Johnny actually wants to do good things, but he can't get away with it, so the crowd's going to turn on him. Luckily, friends with Superman, and Superman can do all this stuff like building low-income housing for free, which is now backfiring on the two guys who actually run the government. They then send assassins after Superman. Apparently, they've never read anything about Superman because the assassins try to shoot Superman in the head, leading to he should be dead after shooting him in the head, which might be also top-tier Golden Age dialogue in a Superman comic. But Superman confronts them, and then they have a problem with none of their political power being able to stop the Man of Steel. Now Johnny has found out that he is actually a descendant of the king and rightful ruler. He wants to abdicate, but they love him so much, they're going to elect him president anyways. So yeah, the country just needs to be run by an American. I don't like this message. Also, how the crap did we get here? This started off like 4 pages before the whole king stuff was about a dude who ran a truck company who wanted to marry a girl, and now he's the sovereign leader of a European nation. I don't know. How did that happen? But an actual fun ride that's just crazy to think about where this story went. Man, it's like the opening of The Simpsons, where the cold open is always just, well, the first act is always just so different from what the rest of the plot is. Okay, that is it from Superman number 30, The King's Substitute. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notification when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And how did this story end where it ended? Okay, have a great day.